One, I assume we are not getting Ospreay Kenny 3. Because if we were getting Ospreay Kenny 3, that would be the main event. Because again, you can't ask in what would presumably be the blow-off match that already has 2 match of the year candidates. I can't imagine asking anyone else to go on after that. It would have to be the main event. It would tear the house down. So I'm guessing we're not getting Kenny and Ospreay 3. Maybe we get Ospreay Jericho because that was a rumor.
Bryan Danielson has said he's asked not to go after those guys. So if he doesn't want to go after them, you really can't ask anyone else.
So, and the second part is maybe we do get babyface versus babyface. Someone's going to turn at either during the match or before the match. And honestly, because MJF is laying it on so thick, it's so hard to tell who's going to turn on who. Because he's laying it on so thick, the obvious thing is, MJF is just going to turn. But because of the stories that he told last night, it would also be very interesting if it ended up being Adam Cole who turned. So they're not diving in halfway, and that's what makes it really intriguing of who's going to turn on who, because eventually that is going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that, but if that's closing, I always think about the end of the show feeling, and it's just weird. MJF wins and then turns. How does that? Because I still think, I agree. Cole turning makes the most sense, but is he going to win the belt at Wembley?
Okay, if MJF turns at Wembley, he can't turn again. What are you, the Big Show? You just can't keep going back and forth.
Right? Yeah.
Paul Orndorff, you just can't just do. Hey, because we've been through this before with him. Hey, I'm a babyface, and then it's just BS, right? Hey, I'm with Chris Jericho, but I'm not. It seems to me that this is a full-fledged babyface turn, and Adam Cole is going to go heel because I saw Roderick Strong and his bad acting go apoplectic on Dynamite yesterday. So I imagine that that's where they're going because it can't be MJF turning. If he turns again, then he can never go back and be a babyface in this company. WWE maybe, but not in this company because no one will ever believe him. You can't do this twice.
Well, then, what if there's no turn? What if they just have the match, MJF wins, and the two of them hug it out, and it's a big moment for MJF? Cole said, hey, you're the better man.
Did you guys like Bret and Shawn at WrestleMania? Did you like that? Because that was babyface versus babyface, wasn't it? Did you like that?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like Bret against Davey Boy Smith in London in 92 SummerSlam? Was that 92, something like that? Did you like that match? Yeah. Okay, the reason why I'm asking is because, again, to me, the best wrestling is bad guy versus good guy, antagonist against protagonist. And I'm just saying, I'm sure it's going to be a great match once it's in the ring. But what's the stakes? 2 friends fighting at the top of the card? Some people don't like that. And I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I need to know between now and that show, is someone feeling like they're going to turn? And I'd like to know that.
I think so. Again, in my mind right now, if I were fantasy booking this in my head, I think you keep leaning on over the top babyface, but I'm still a scumbag. So you still have that planted of a seed. Oh, he's still a scumbag. MJF cheats to win. Adam Cole has his heart broken because he got cheated out of the title, and Adam Cole turns on MJF after MJF wins.
Fine. And there'll be more merch for MJF then, because then the scumbag t-shirts will be coming out.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. I think you can, there's a way to do it. I don't know if I trust Tony to be able to pull it off over the course of the next month, but there certainly is a way to build this up, babyface versus babyface, have a hint of who you think is going to be the guy turning, but you pull the old switcheroo and have the other guy turn.
Well, the other thing, though, and I think this sort of actually lends credence to the Bully Ray point of doing no matches, All Out's a week after this. So, you're starting this slow build. They're going to build over a month, even though they could have been building for the last month plus. And then you're going to do another show 7 days later that's supposed to be a big deal also. That's the weird part. Just treat All In as a glorified indie show. You got your tickets. Wembley's going to be there. People are going to watch. And then your storyline show is in Chicago.
But you can't have the biggest, and this is how they promoted last night, the biggest night in the history of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, it's the biggest night," and then have Tony Khan after, in that documentary and in the promotion of the documentary that you had mentioned there, Jay Hood, when Triple H refers to AEW as a secondary promotion. So now Tony Khan's got to fire back with how they're not a second promotion, how they're number one in a lot of these markets. They're number one in the UK. They put together the show in the UK. Well, if this is the biggest night in professional wrestling history, you got to have a card announced. You just do.
Then why do you want to watch the next week? Why is anyone going to want to spend money on All Out?
CM Punk.
Why is anyone going to want to go to Chicago?
CM Punk.
I mean, well, because I live here. And it's gonna be sold out either way, right?
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure like they're adding seats right now to the United Center for All Out. So like Chicago's different. Like again, and this is why All Out is their WrestleMania, because they do it in Chicago, and Chicago fans are different. They just are.